Hi there, welcome to my video on how to set up your terms of use and privacy policy for your Thinkific course. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about terms of use and privacy policy and how that can be really essential and necessary for your business. I will also show you how you can copy a sample privacy policy that Thinkific has provided and include that in your site. And I'll also give you some kind of caveats to some of the languages, guidance as to some things to consider to include. Now remember, none of this information is considered legal advice. If you ever kind of have any concerns about these terms of use and these kinds of privacy policies, you may want to consult someone who specializes in these kinds of documents and policies. So, okay, let's get started. First of all, terms of use is really, when I say terms of use, what that means is really, it's like a kind of legal disclaimer between you and the customer. The idea behind that is that when you have a terms of use and a privacy policy, it really sort of protects you and serves as a sort of guidance so that when someone says, okay, I am a customer and this is, I'm not satisfied with what I've bought, this wasn't what you promised, and this, then you can kind of go back, and if you say you have a no refund policy because of XYZ, then you can refer back to the terms of use document and in your course as an agreement that the customer and student has agreed to when they signed up for your course. The other point I want to make about this terms of use is it's not just as a way of protecting you, it's also a way of protecting the customer. It's a way for them to say, well, if there's anything that they're not satisfied with, they can go back to the terms of use and use that to sort of show you what the agreements are. The other key point to remember about the terms of use is that it's really to also govern and decide how a student can use your content. So not only is the idea of the terms of use so that students know that none of the material can be reproduced, copied, distributed, or shared. So you're really kind of, as another added protection of copyright, to say, well, when you sign up, these are the rules that you intend and or promise to abide by. So that's terms of use, and Thinkific has provided this sample from AlphaScore as a model for terms of use agreements. And so this is something that you can use as a reference and guidance to in your own course business, and it sort of talks about how you use the site, location, what kind of information is collected, trademark, copyright, links, guarantees, limitation of liability, and just when does this term begin and to become effective. So when does it start, and is there any kind of end date? So these are very common sort of terms of use on many kinds of site. It's really just the idea of protecting the customer and the business so that the rules are stated and abided by. Now, we've covered terms of use. Now let's go back to privacy policy. Here, Thinkific has provided a sample privacy policy. And if you want to kind of look at an example of why this is important, it's really about, like, you think about a lot of websites collect information and data about you, and oftentimes you read in the news that there are concerns about data being sold to third-party companies and or data being used in other ways that you may not agree with, and that's kind of what the privacy policy serves. It's about kind of protecting you, protecting the information collected about you, and also so you know that what the information collected about you is being used. And so this is a sample policy. One of the things I want to mention is that if you, this doesn't really talk about much about data collection. It talks more about just general privacy policy and how you what information that is collected about you in terms of, when you give your name, your email, and your credit card to pay for a course. But like if you install any kind of integrations, like with Google Analytics or Mixpanel, just something that to note and to include in your privacy policy, because any data that's collected about your Thinkific site and how users interact with your site then gets sent to third-party sites. And so it's something to note that there is additional data collected about people and how they interact and use the site, but that information gets sent to a third-party site, and ultimately what happens with the data is kind of out of your hands. And so it's just a disclosure, and it's just kind of like a protection and a reminder that you really guard confidentiality and safety of people's personal information. But at the same time, there is other information collected in terms of user interaction with the website, landing page, and sort of that is sort of goes into third-party companies. But ultimately, it's just a way of letting people know that, and just being as transparent as possible. This world of online business is really about authenticity and transparency. So when you really include and are thorough in your terms of use and your privacy policy, it really makes customers feel at ease. So the next thing is now, how do you set this up? So you can definitely take this as a sample policy and customize it. So if you see that this is kind of good starting point, you can copy all of this, and then so let's just quickly kind of copy as a sample to kind of give us something to start with. And then I'll go into my Thinkific site, and then I'll go into settings, and then as you see, there are different kinds of tabs here in my partner account, and then I'm going to go into orders and counts tab. And then this is where I can copy now take the copied privacy policy, paste it here, and then just customize this and add some extra information. Here, I'm gonna change the email address at support@genimpact.com. There. And so that or by email or snail mail, so that any kind of complaints that anyone has or concerns, they can write you directly email or via snail mail. That's something that you want to definitely include in your course. So that's the privacy URL and privacy policy. And then you will have this link on your site, and that you will want to link that in your footer on each page so that students can always refer to that in case there are any questions or concerns. And then you can, same thing with the same idea with this terms of use. You can take this terms of use, take the text, and then just copy it here as a placeholder, and then check with someone who specializes in terms of use agreements to make sure that it is completely okay to take the example from AlphaScore or anything else and put it into your site. The most important thing is to just check for copyright compliance, and that none of the language that you've copied is going to get you into any kind of copyright infringement trouble. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns, comments. Give this video a like, subscribe, and let me know how I can help. Thank you again.